Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In our today's lecture, we shall be learning to find out the inverse of a matrix using the Gauss elimination method. So as usual, first of all, we'll be describing the procedure, and the procedure will now be described through an example. So we shall be taking start directly from example, which includes all the steps involved in finding the inverse by using the Gauss elimination. So let's take start. The title of the method is inverse of a matrix using Gauss elimination method. Okay, so this is the title. So we take start solving an example which will be inshallah describing all the steps behind the this method of Gauss elimination. Here we have the matrix having elements say 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, 9. So this is the matrix whose inverse we are looking for. The first step is you have to write the matrix A having elements 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, 9. And parallel to this, you have to write an identity matrix of the same order as that of your matrix A is. So this is the identity matrix. Now we are going to apply the row operation in such a way to transform this into the upper triangular form. We have to make all these three entries below the main diagonal equals to 0. And same operations we have to apply on this identity matrix. So in order to take start, here we apply the operation R2 minus 3 by 2 times R1, and the change goes to R2. This is the first operation in order to make this 3 equals to 0. And the second operation, we are performing two simultaneous operations here, R3 minus R2 minus 1 by 2 R2, and the change goes to R3. So these are the two operations we are performing on this side, and those will be applied on this side as well. So on applying these operations, you can see the first row doesn't change, so I keep it as it is. And whenever you perform this row operation here, this entry will become 0, and here you will see 2 minus 3 by 2 times of R1 will give you, the result is equals to 1 by 2, and it will be equals to 3 by 2. Similarly, on performing this operation over here, this quantity gets 0. Here we will be having 7 by 2, and it gives you 17 by 2. So we got the after the rows operation result in this form. And same operations you have to apply on this side of the identity matrix. So the first row doesn't change, it remains as it is. And the entries of the next row will be 3 by 2, 1, 0, minus 1 by 2, and 0. So you can see here the identity matrix has changed according to these two operations. Now one more entry we have to make it 0. This is the entry we have to make it 0, so that the whole the remaining matrix becomes the upper triangle. So here we choose the operation. Let me write down here. The operation is R3 minus 7 times R2, and the change goes to R3. So whenever you perform this operation on this side, the first two rows remain unchanged, 2, 1, 1, 0, 1 by 2, and 3 by 2, and the remaining will be, these 20 become 0, and 17 by 2 will be replaced by minus 2. And you can check all these calculations of yourself very easily by performing this row operation. And same you have to apply on this side. Whenever you perform this operation on this side, will be the first row remains unchanged, the second row remains unchanged, and the only change will be in the row number 3. So this gives you the result like this. So after performing the operation, we got this result. And here, whenever you can see here, we have transformed the original matrix A into the upper triangular form. Now, after reaching at this level, we have to make a turn here. And the turn is, we are making an assumption here. Now, if we are assuming another matrix, say x11, 12, 13, 21, 22, and 23, x31, x32, and x33. Okay, and the order of this matrix is same as that of your original matrix A. Now, if this matrix is inverse of this matrix A, is the inverse of A, then this system, if I label it as, say, this is your first, number 1, then 1 is equivalent to the following 3 systems. Okay. And what are those 3 systems? So let's write down all these 3 systems on this side. So the 3 systems are, first you have to take this matrix 2, 1, 1, 0, 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 0, 0, minus 2. Along with this, you have to write down the column vector. The column vector of elements, the first column of this unknown inverse, which is x11, x21, and x31. Okay. On the right side, we'll be taking the first column of this identity matrix or converted identity matrix 3 by 2 and 10. So this is your part 2 or equation number 2. We can call it as 2. Now once again, we are taking the 3 systems here. So this is your first system of equation. Now we take the second system, 2, 1, 1, the same matrix, 0, 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 0, 0, minus 2. Along with this, now we have to take the second column of the unknown inverse matrix, x12, x22, and x32. And on the right side, the second column of the converted identity matrix 0, 1, and minus 7. And the third system will be written down on the same lines, 2, 1, 1, 0, 1 by 2, 3 by 2. This is the same matrix, 0, 0, and minus 2. Now we take the third column from this unknown inverse, x13, x23, and x33. And on the right side, we shall be using the third column, which is 0, 0, and 1. So this forms 3 systems of equations. Now if you remember, in the Gaussian elimination, we do the same. Whenever we reach to this level of your calculation, then we use the backward substitution. Now we solve all these 3 systems one by one. Okay. To start solving these systems one by one, I solve only the one system and gets the result directly remaining results. Okay, so I am solving this one from the system number 2. We get, after solving and transforming them back into the equations form, we get 2x11 plus x21 plus x31. This is your first equation, which is equals to 1. The second equation is 1 by 2 x21 plus 3 by 2 x31 and is equals to minus 3 by 2. And the last equation will be minus 2 times x31 is equals to 10. So here we use the backward substitution. From the last equation we can calculate x31. This is equals to minus 5. Okay. And now you have to put this value over here in the next equation, which is 1 by 2 x21 plus 3 by 2 x31 equals to minus 3 by 2. It gives you 1 by 2 x21 plus 3 by 2, and inside x31. x31 is minus 5, and this is equals to minus 3 by 2. Okay. And now you have to solve it for x21. So whenever you solve it for x21, you get 12. And after finding these two, we can substitute them into this last equation here. So this gives you 2x11 plus x21 plus x31 equals to 1. 2x1 plus x21. x21 is 12 plus x31 is minus 5. So I take it minus 5 here. And the net result is equals to 0. And now you have to solve it for x11. So x11 is equals to 3. Minus 3. Okay. Now you can see from the first system we got the three unknown of the inverse matrix in the form of x11, x12, and x31. Similarly, if you solve this system and this system, you will be getting 6 unknown on the same grounds. I write here all the unknown so that you can verify them. After solving these systems, we'll be getting x12 is equals to minus 3, 5 by 2. x22 is equals to minus 17 by 2, and x23 is equals to 7 by 2. This is the result coming from this system. You can solve on the same grounds and you will be getting this output. And now whenever you solve this, you will be getting x13. x13 is minus 1 by 2. x23 is 3 by 2, and x33 is equals to 1 by 2 with the minus sign. So here you can see all the 6 unknown of the unknown matrix of inverse we got. This is the result obtained by solving this equation number 4, and this is coming from equation number 3. So here we have all the 9 unknown of the unknown inverse. Now we'll put them back into the matrix form. Okay, so that the inverse of the matrix A will be now, you have to put all these values very carefully. We have x11, x11 is minus 3, x21 is 12, x31 is x12 is 5 by 2, and then x13 is minus 1 by 2, and x21 is 12, x22 is minus 17 by 2, and x23 is 7 by 2. Next x13 is minus 1 by 2, x23 is 3 by 2, and x33 is 1 by 2. Okay, so this is going to be the ultimate inverse for the original matrix A. And if you remember, A was 2 1 1, the original matrix was 2 1 1, 3 2 3, and 1 4 9. This was the matrix from where we have taken start to find out the inverse and this is the inverse. Now if you want to verify either this inverse is okay or not, so we can verify it by using this identity. If it holds, then this is of course the correct answer. I hope you can verify it of yourself. So this was the whole procedure which I have described through this particular example. You can take many more examples to verify this method of Gauss elimination. So with this, thank you very much and Assalamu alaikum.